We have those online lenders and stuff, and a lot of loan officers are intimidated by this factor, when reality is, regardless of how many people come into the space, if you're a loan officer that educates your clients, they're not going anywhere else.
Hey there, hello from Summit 2020, and I'm sitting here with Tina Bradford, our illustrious customer service. Now, you're not a customer service rep, you're a customer or client success manager.
Client success manager. There's a little bit of difference. My job is to make sure that your LOs are successful.
Absolutely, and we love Mortgage Coach. We absolutely love Mortgage Coach. As a matter of fact, I've got it right there on my laptop. Got the sticker promoting the brand.
I saw that earlier. I was impressed.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, and of course, it would be remiss if we're doing any kind of video interview and we didn't do the trademark Dave Savage clap that he does before every interview that he does. That was for you, Dave. Love you. And anyway, so Tina, you've been with us for a long time. How long would you say that Mortgage Coach and Thrive have been partners?
I'm not sure exactly. I took on the account about 2 years ago.
Okay. I know
really excited because you guys are really innovative and ready to take on technology. So it was an easy company for me to come into.
Well, fantastic. I want to say that it's going on the order of about 10 years that we've been partners. And so I think that makes Mortgage Coach officially one of our longest running partners that we've been in business with.
That's longer than I've been in the industry.
Well, there you go. So yeah, it's. I mean, I cannot say enough about how valuable a tool Mortgage Coach is to our loan officers, to our production teams, to me personally, because I also originate. So I'm an active Mortgage Coach user. I use it with every single one of my clients. And for those of you uninitiated to what Mortgage Coach is, you might be saying, "What the heck is it?" Well, I'll summarize it from my perspective, and then I'll let Tina kind of give her spiel or her pitch on what Mortgage Coach actually is. Mortgage Coach is a program that allows me as a loan officer to create multiple scenarios, loan-based scenarios for my clients, so that I can show them a side-by-side comparison of different options. Maybe not all the options that they have available, but the top 4 that are probably going to be in their best interest long term. And it effectively replaces what would otherwise be about an hour and a half conversation in about a 15-minute analyzing a report, as well as accompanying with a kind of a quick narration video that I get. So effectively, and this report is called a total cost analysis. So basically what it's doing is showing them both the short-term impact as well as the long-term impact, and as it's going to impact their finances. And my clients love it. And they're like, wow, why isn't the other guy that I'm talking to giving me one of these reports?
Absolutely.
And so is that a pretty fair description?
Absolutely a great description.
Okay.
I use it as, I say it's an educational tool for loan officers to educate their clients better, to help them make a decision that's going to impact their goals and their aspirations when it comes to buying a home. Because nowadays, it used to be the American dream to own your own home.
Yep.
Reality is to build your financial wealth.
Yeah.
And Mortgage Coach can clearly show how you can build your financial wealth. And then I also like to talk about what it does for the loan officer, because it slows down price shopping in the beginning, because the client feels so much more comfortable with you in the beginning. And we really have a strong philosophy of maintaining your clients after the transaction.
Right.
So being able to still send out and show them principal reduction versus investment to maintain that client aspect and retain those clients long after that whole process is gone.
That's very cool, and that's so important, because educating the client is such a huge component of what we like to do, and because there's so much that the client doesn't know. It's almost like they don't know what they don't know. Therefore, they are relying on us to answer questions that they don't even know to ask. And the total cost analysis that Mortgage Coach provides allows us to do that, because most people think that interest rate is the best determinant of whether or not they got a good deal. It's not.
It's not.
It's one of a couple dozen variables that go into structuring a loan program. There's other conversations about how long you plan on living in the house, how much are you wanting to put down. there are literally dozens of variables that go into structuring every single loan file, and nobody's financial situation is different one person than the next. There's always going to be some variation, and this allows us to identify what those specific variables are in a very clear and concise manner, and educate them in such a better way than just saying, oh, your interest rate is this, your APR is this, your total cash to close is this. Well, how do I know as the consumer, how do I know that whether or not that's the right loan program for me?
Absolutely. And I think especially in today's market with so many more people coming into our space.
Right.
We have those online lenders and stuff, and a lot of loan officers are intimidated by this factor, when reality is, regardless of how many people come into the space, if you're a loan officer that educates your clients, they're not going anywhere else.
Right.
You know, you just have to be the professional. You have to know your stuff when you move that client, and then you move them past that. And the other factor is, it's still sales.
Yeah.
So a lot of loan officers have that one and done mentality, and when they walk away from the table, they walk away from the loan, and then they don't keep in contact. So, you know, some of the new technology you guys are moving into this space is going to be such a great transition as they go through the whole process.
Absolutely. Dealing with a situation last summer where I was competing with one of the major online lenders that everybody knows, kind of unfortunately a household name, and they had provided this itemization or this offer sheet. It was one specific loan program that they said, all right, this is your loan program, this is the rate that we can give you, and they emphasized everything about the rate. And I was able to do a total cost analysis and set up multiple different scenarios, including one very similar to the one that this online lender was showing them. And I was able to show them other examples where I was actually able to beat the rate and beat the cash to close. And so showed them all these options, and they were like, wow, we want to go with that option. And so they called back quick. Oh, there you go again.
They called back that other company.
They called Rocket Mortgage, and they said, okay, this is what a local lender is offering us. What can you do? And their response was to just start throwing out rates. Well, we can do 4 1/8, or we can do 4%, or we can do 4 1/4, blah, 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 and just without really giving them an explanation as to what was behind all that reasoning. And it finally got to the point where we're like, you're not really answering my question, Mr. Call Center representative. And finally, at the end of the conversation, this call center representative got a little bit flustered and said, look, are we even still in the running?
Yeah.
And the client said, well, no, not anymore, not after being treated that way. And so it's just one of those things where, because I was able to take the time and in not a huge amount of time, be able to very simply and very clearly explain the details of, like, these are several of your options that you have available to you. This is what they're offering you. This are a couple things that I can do that are comparable, but here's what I think might be the best solution for you. And they ended up going with me, and they were very happy with the experience.
Well, the thing is you were prepared with strategies.
Yeah.
When you're going to those online lenders, they are taught to quote a loan.
Yeah.
They're not taught to look at the big picture. So the big picture might be, this person's not sure, should they buy or should they wait?
Right.
You're going to use that cost of waiting. There's a counteroffer. Should I accept this counteroffer the way it is? Or is it going to be better for me to find a new house? So there's a counteroffer presentation. It really is coming down to thinking, what does my client need? And how can I present them options based on the strategies that I can implement? And the strategies, I like to say, is based on how good are you as a loan officer. Because if you think outside of the box and you can think of a strategy, I can go in and I can show you how to do that strategy.
Perfect. Boom. Done.
Boom.
Yeah. I mean, you can very easily see how in the time that it has taken us to have this conversation back and forth, you would have had a total cost analysis already built, developed, have the narration video recorded, and the entire report sent to the consumer, and it will literally replace an hour-long conversation, face-to-face conversation. But
multiple questions after the fact.
Multiple questions after the fact. I mean, that's part of the process is that it takes them past that stage of we don't know what we don't know into, okay, now we know what we don't know. We know what questions to ask. We know the right questions to ask, and it makes everything that much smoother and makes the process so much more enjoyable for the consumer. So that's why Mortgage Coach is such a valuable tool.
I totally cannot agree with you. Like, I don't even need
You
my
can't agree
job.
with me?
I can't agree with you. I don't need to do the job.
Right.
You've taken care of things for me.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, yeah.
better.
I mean, we talk about you guys and your product all the time on all of our our weekly coaching calls. We are preaching from the gospel of Dave Savage, and we absolutely love our relationship with Mortgage Coach. So thank you very much for being here at Summit.
Absolutely.
And thank you for supporting us and for providing such a great tool.
And your loan officers can reach out to me personally anytime, Tina at mortgagecoach.com, and then I can help them out. Aaron Miller is internally. He does one-on-ones with the loan officers. I don't have any other company with that support for their loan officers.
You're kidding. Well,
it's
there
amazing.
You go. One more reason to join Thrive.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tina. Appreciate chatting with you.
Have a great day.
Thank you. I will. You do the same. Safe travels going home.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye.